Guys, so we've just witnessed a little flush out there with BTC. If you weren't watching the markets in the last hour, you probably haven't noticed, but BTC just wicked down now on the 15-minute time frame and gave us a little flush out on a lot of these alts. I had alarms going off everywhere. This is Banter bubbles on the 1 hour right now. They were blood red. Maybe 5 minutes ago, these things were red. The green shoots are now coming back. Was that the little flush out we wanted? Was that our opportunity to give us some entries on these alts that are actually sitting at big resistance areas, some of them, and they do want to push up? So we got to watch these now carefully. We need to see, was that our entry opportunity we were looking for? I'm looking at Atom today. We obviously dealing with XRP. This thing's pumped. Please let us know in the chats what the story is with XRP army. Can you let us know why this thing is pumping? Was there some special news? Because it's pumped straight into a 786 at our resistance area now. Now we're looking for a flag on that one. I've got an update on Atom. I've seen gaming tokens. We have had a couple reject on the 200-day MA, hard rejections. Is this an entry opportunity? Well, we're going to take a look now. And then things like Rune, major resistance, Injective, major resistance zone again. Render's already fallen over. So we're going to deal with all of these guys. I don't have my opening screen here today, the Phoenix. So I'm just going to go straight into the Bitcoin chart. And then we're going to tackle things like STMX, Sand, 𝗕𝗵𝗿 from David and Bruce. We've got Cass. Simon is here as well. He's going to talk Cass with us. Let's take a look at this BTC chart quickly. This is what I've been watching on the 15 minutes, and they've been bleeding us out. I'm going to zoom in here quickly for you just so you can see what I'm looking at here. They've been bleeding us out for the last couple of hours here. They started drifting us down, and now they've just flushed us and they've sent us back. And that final move just took out a lot of alts there for a sec. But not too much damage as far as so far from what I can tell. But this is the current range now I'm looking at for BTC. So my marker for today is going to be today's low. I'm just going to put a marker here. 34100 is what I'm watching right now. We've had a nice recovery candle so far, so I'm going to use that as my initial marker. And then my next area is 34800, which is our higher upper resistance band. So a push into that's really going to unleash some of these alts now. And lower down, I've got the 618, which is cruising here, 33950. And then we have our liquidation lows here at 33400. I'm going to show you this liquidation chart. Here we are. If we look at all the 100x and 50x liquidation zones, if we take this down to 33400 for the lows and we take it up to say 35300 for the highs, let's see how that ties in. This is our low here, 33400. So you can see the liquidation hunt would go down there, and we've got the 35 region up here. So these are the two sort of larger zones that I'm watching. But right now in this little tight little box, we've got this 34100, and now we are pushing up higher. A little bit of a bigger picture again. This is not much happening here on the 3-day. We're just chilling here right now. And again, these levels still stand for me. 36 is the 618 that we've been talking about for a while. We've got the ByBit high at 36,700. So until we start breaking those and claiming support, we're not going to get that excited for BTC. And then lower down, you can see we've marked out the 382 that I have there at the lows, which ties into some of these liquidation levels down here at this 33,300 region. And then lower, I have the other 382 at 31.5. So those are my main levels right now. Let's see who's here. We got people shouting at us. Yes, the challenge channel. Solana. I mean, look, it's Solana conference right now. There's a lot happening. Is Sol about to fall over? Well, let's take a look shortly. Guys, don't forget also, we've got a Guess the Bitcoin price competition happening right now. So what you need to do is click on the BTC bubble in Banter Bubbles here. This is the 1 hour. Click on the Banter Bubbles. You want to guess the Bitcoin price at the end of the year. You can win half a BTC if you are right. If you are signed up to one of our trading links, which you can find in our description under this video, click on 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 guess the price. And if you make 10 trades in these exchanges before January 1st, you can win an extra half BTC. So get stuck into that. Any of those exchanges will get you an entry. Okay, guys, let's see who's here in the chats as well. I've got Fahad here. Fahad, I owe you SLP, bro. I know you're always asking for SLP, and I keep forgetting, so I'm going to do SLP for you today. We're going to mark that down now. Bruce and Dave are also here. They're going to mark that down for us. We'll get through SLP. Guys, let us know. Fabio says render found a bottom. Yes, I agree with you. I'm going to look at that now and start dropping your charts in here, guys. Let's get into this XRP. here we are. So XRP took off from our load up zone, which was our 382 at the time. Here we are. We had that beautiful pullback onto 382. We've been watching this XRP for probably a couple of weeks now. Remember these supports. We had the 200-week MA, we had the 200-day MA, and then we had this nice thick horizontal area, which we've seen on things like Litecoin as well. We've seen them on DYDX. We've seen it on a lot of these altcoins, and XRP finally fired for us today properly. Sheldon is very happy with his XRP position. I missed that XRP position, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm a little bit salty about that one. But now, what are we watching for on XRP? Well, this is the 12-hour, guys. So you can see what's happened here. It's pumped into horizontal resistance and the 786, and now we need to consolidate a little bit, even on lower time frames. If we're looking at the 1 hour or the 15 minutes, we want to look for a flag, and we want to see some consolidation here and let it load up for potentially our next move. So targets for XRP, do I think it's done? No, I don't think it's done. If we get a nice little flag going up here and BTC behaves now at these areas, I think we should get this move up for XRP, and my target is 0.66. So what we really want to do is we want to break above this area. We want to get support at the top of the flag and this horizontal and 786, and then we want to send it up to 0.66. So right now, just a little bit of patience. If you were long, this is TP zone 1. This is where you take something off the table. Again, remember, there's no guarantees that it's going to carry on going. Anything could happen here. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, what I am looking at here on the chart, potential flag here, potential breakout coming for moves higher, and BTC must obviously just play the part. So TP zone 1 was the 786. So make sure you are de-risking somehow, taking something off the table, raising stops, and just managing yourself here. You have done very nicely now on this BTC move. Let's look at the Atom chart, which is next. This has been very bullish today. Quite coincidentally, after I exited, it started ripping even more. So a little bit salty about this one too. Here goes Atom through this 382. Here we are, bang through. Look at that perfect retest. Let's just zoom into this so you guys can see why I love these things so much. It broke through this horizontal resistance over here, broke through this area, and the perfect pullback and retest on the support and fib, and it's fired off again. So with regards to Atom, what am I looking for? Well, my upside target is the clearest one for me is the 200-day MA and this fib over here at 8.7. That is my target. It's a 618 retracement fib, and that's what I'm looking for here. So 8.7 for Atom. How do we get there? Well, ideally, again, guys, we need to play this flag game. Once these coins turn bullish, the only way to track this, you're dialing in. We're looking at 1 hour, we're looking at 15 minutes. We're trying to get the setups for these pushes higher. And once this does happen, and if it does happen, the target for this upside is 8.7. Downside, guys, if we start getting a drop on Atom or the market starts dropping, I'm looking at the 7.75 as support again. So if we do get a retest, it's not ideal, but this is where I'm looking for another set of buys if we do get a pullback into that zone. But right now, priority for me, or number one, is let's look for a flag. Let's watch how this flag plays out for us. And then there is a zoomed in version here that I've done for you. So this is how you can track something like Atom. I've got a level by level setup over here. We had a 382 pullback earlier. You can see over here, I pulled it from the low to the highs. And when you're tracking these, you get these breaks. They break higher, they come back and retest, and these are generally your areas that you look for your entries. So right now, on a smaller time frame, if you guys are scalping and looking for some kind of setup here on Atom, and we're looking for flags and things, your support in this small time frame, 7.4 and 7.66. So let's see how this plays out here. Let's see what they give us in this area, and then maybe we get that break higher, and then we go for our 8.7 target. I see Steve's asking for CFX. I've prepped CFX for you guys. That's coming. Sol entry zone. Let's look at Sol. Yes. So Sol potential entry zone here is small moves, guys. We're talking 38 as a target for Sol. So let's pull up Sol and just get our heads around what's happening here. So you can see we've got clear skies here. What's been clear skies for Sol. It's just been this constant push up. And you can see the way these candles look, that it was going to be quite a smooth ride coming higher up. So once we broke that little flag, things really kicked on for Sol. So now we are just below our target zone or our TP area, and the brave bears out there are going to try and short Sol here at 38. We don't want a situation though where it becomes the most crowded trade in the room, because then we know it's not going to work. And for this exact reason is why I've put up this target box for you at 48. So this is the plan for Sol. If we hit this 38, it's TP zone. If Sol squeezes some more and blows up higher, you're looking at a squeeze to about 48. So it depends how many people are climbing into the Sol short that we are starting to tee up here at 38. So what I want to say to you guys is right now, short-term trades, long-term stuff, target for Sol is 38. Okay, this is the only way you can really play it right now. Small moves, you want to be scalping this stuff, you want to play tight stops, you want to watch your support areas and things like that. If you're going to get a move, top side for me until TP1 year is 38. After that, it's an exit zone for me, and then we're going to sit back and watch what happens and see what they give us. The brave bears out there might want to short Sol at 38, but look, we'll consult Simon here. He's here. We're going to talk 𝗓𝗏𝗋𝗀𝗋. He's nodding his head very excitedly. We're going to talk 𝗓𝗏𝗋𝗋𝗋, and we're going to look at Sol tied in with Lux. But you know what? From experience, and I'm going to repeat when you guys jump back in here. I've been updating these charts on the Banter Discord, and whenever I've been in a situation where we're super bearish and we've got these red candles coming down, and I start adding new levels lower down, they never hit. And today was the first day I've added a new target area for Sol. So maybe it's a sign that maybe we're getting a little bit too optimistic here on Sol, and maybe we're not going to hit that level. But we'll talk about it more just now. But this Sol chart is sitting in the Banter Discord currently. I see Rect in Korea says XRP pump might have something to do with the co-founders deal with NVIDIA. Okay, well, I'd love to hear more about that. Christoph, PolyX, I think Craig was talking about PolyX today. This is the one we were looking at scalping on the 15 minutes. We both got stopped out on that one, so we'll go through that one again. Let's see, TRB, we got a TRB today. Let's see what else we got here in the chats. FTM, yeah, we've got FTM. Okay, I'm going to get the guys in shortly. Let me crack on with some more of these charts that I'm looking at with some of these targets. So FTM is another example of what I'm looking at. We've got these altcoins pushing into these resistance areas, and it's been a few days now. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 days. We're sitting at these resistance zones for these altcoins. What's going to happen if they do pop up? Well, if they do pop up quickly, we do have short-term targets we're watching. I don't want to aim too high for some of these. We just want to look at level by level moves and see what happens. If we do get this push up, what is our potential target? If we do get a move down now, if the market wants to send us lower, where are we buying? What is our area? So right now for Phantom, we're still waiting for this push up. Phantom still needs to push up. I still want to see a little bit of support develop here, and then we might get this 10% move to 0.75. So right now, if you are longing here at Phantom, you are longing into a thick resistance band. Pullback wise, we did have a red candle just now, but we didn't quite hit our 382, which I was hunting. If I zoom in over here, you can see they flushed out a little bit, and they just front ran this 382, which would have been an optimal buy area. So right now, I'm still watching this 382.24 as a potential support area for Phantom. And if we dip lower, we're looking at 0.23. Which is a 618 lower down. So just a little bit of patience here. Let's see how Phantom goes. But once it breaks up there, and we do have support, guys, I would say 200-day MA is a fair target for Phantom and a 10% move. And that might be the last push for some of these altcoins before we have a decent size retracement here. Let's look at DOT as well. So DOT's been sort of leading the way with some of these layer ones. It's pushed up, it's come back, tested support. So this is actually what we want to see in Phantom. We want to see that push up through resistance, get some support, and then ride up to trend. So DOT is actually on track now after that pullback for me for 4.8. So I'm looking for trend, horizontal, and 200-day MA. That's 4.8 for me that I'm looking at for DOT right now. And again, we want the support to hold here. This 4.32 area, that's a support region we want to see hold. For this move to continue, I would say safely. If things start falling over, well, we've got our backup team down here, and we've also got the 50-day MA coming through at 4.1. So these are your main sort of areas you want to be looking at. Fabio wants to know if that was the bottom. Let's take a look at Render. We'll get that going. It had a nice pullback. It pulled back a little bit early for us. And Dave and I didn't get our shot there at our mega short that we were looking at. This is Rune. ripper straight into massive resistance again, and you can see what happens when we hit these resistance zones on these altcoins. Doesn't matter how strong they are, you hit these big resistance areas and you get these nice rejections straight off the bat. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what's going on. So nice little rejection here, and you can see they gave us a little 15-minute head and shoulders there on Rune. So turning over, and what did they give us? A little target lower down. So yeah, potential bounce here. Now it's time to watch. Now we're looking for trends. Now we're looking for flags. We're looking for signs that is Rune maybe going to go higher now, or is Rune actually just going to turn over and give us some kind of pullback. So I'm gonna work on a 15-minute chart for you guys while the other guys are talking, and then we're going to look at some targets. But you know, just off the bat here, what I'm looking at, if we do get a pullback on Rune, this is the 12-hour. Big size pullbacks would be 2.4 and call it 2.1. Those are my next sort of major pullback zones. And again, not exactly bearish. These are still sort of bullish pullback areas, but nothing wrong with a bit of a breather once things are moving like this. Mark, the trading beast. What's up, bro? Okay, so Cass, I got Cass ready. I know Bruce wants to talk Cass as well, and Simon, so we're going to save that one for just now. Let me show you some of these gaming tokens that I've noted here. We've had a monster rejection on Axie Infinity at the 200-day MA and 618. That's a large size rejection. So right now, I would say Axie's in a bit of a spot. A little bit of trouble here for Axie. This is now resistance. 5.6 is a resistance area you need to watch. 5.8 is a resistance area you need to watch. When would I trade, or when would I look for entries on Axie? For me, safest move is a drift lower. Let's see if we get that. Might be worth a look down here at 5.15, that sort of area. Then we're only playing this potential bounce to 5.6. We're looking for small things here, and then we're going to pull out a trend and see where we are, because then after that it might reject or it might break and send us higher. So right now for Axie, if we get a shot at this 5.15, I think I'll have a go. Not too interested right now where it is, so I'm just going to wait a little bit on that one. I see we got calls for Sushi as well. We haven't done that in ages. Arkham, that's a good one. TRB, Wild, Salamanca. TRB is in the bag here. I think Dave, Bruce have got TRB. Let's get the guys in. I'm sure they're dying to jump in. Dave.
Yo.
Bruce. The crew's here. And today, hello. And today we're going to move these chats. We figured out how to do it. There we are.
Hey, nice.
Ooh,
Can we get a round of applause? We finally figured this one out.
Whoa,
now I've got to look this way.
Scary. I think I have vertigo.
Bruce, you look strange this side of the screen.
It's making me a little bit
No, I look strange anyway.
So now look, we can fire up these chats, and guys, we finally figured it out. The boomers figured out the tech issues. We solved the problem. Isn't that a relief, man? I see there's a lot of boomer jokes coming out in the chat sometimes. You guys are teasing us, older guys here. Okay, let's take a look at Mana. Also is now potentially, this is Decentraland, and I'm keen to get some thoughts here, but this looks like a potential long zone for me, and I'll tell you why. We've got a horizontals and 236 in this zone after this 200-day MA rejection. What do you see here, Simon? Does 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 speak gaming token?
If I'm honest, I'm looking at Rattus in the chat calling us the silver surfers, and that kind of threw me, if I'm honest. I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there going, I don't even hear the last minute of what you said.
Isn't Simon, aren't you only like 30 or something?
I'm younger than I think other people. Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to go into too much detail. But Rattus is making us out to be in our 70s, I think.
Mark said he couldn't see my face, so I brought my face. Excuse my shiny head if that bothers anyone. Okay, right. SLP, 𝗷𝗶𝗆𝗏 SLP as well. Okay, so Simon, can you check on your side while I carry on? I want to see 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, what they're saying about Decentraland here. This could be a potential range play coming up.
Mana, yeah?
MANA,
is that right?
If we're leaning in the right direction, or 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 thinks there's a little bit more downside. So if you can take a look at that one.
Of course.
let's look at well, Sand. I'm gonna leave Sand for Dave and Bruce. They are looking at a Sand situation. Here is CFX. This is also a nice token. This thing had a nice move in the middle of the night for me, but I think it was Dave. It was.
Yeah.
Were you trading this one?
Yeah, I made the call in Discord and had some people message me in profits, and yeah, I mean Bitcoin's bleeding, but Asia's like, we're gonna pump our token.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so yeah, just picture wise for CFX, what I'm seeing here, this is the 12-hour, and we're pushing into resistance. As you can see, this is a big resistance zone. This is 12-hour stuff. Resistance here, resistance. It's trying to push higher. You can see we've got this trend pushing up here, trying to squeeze it higher. So it is still on the table. If we get these pullbacks here, we're looking for this trend just to stay intact, and then a possible pop up to give us that move to the 200-day. And you guys are seeing a lot of this 200-day coming into play again now. You've seen a few targets I've shown you now on some of these other tokens where this 200-day is now coming into play. So CFX, I think we can get this 0.195, but baby steps. We are at big resistance. We want to pop up here. We want to get support. We just want to play this new range. Okay, so we just break into this new range. Otherwise, we are essentially just playing the old range, which is this region over here. So if we don't get this and we start losing this trend, CFX starts falling over, we're coming back down here, 0.138, and then that's the next major. That's the next major buy zone where there's a nice juicy level. So if things do fall over here for CFX, you wait, you just chill, you see what happens, let it play out, and then we can grab it lower down. CFX China telecom deal, says Black Sales. Okay, that's an interesting one. Beth was trading CFX. Nice, Beth. Okay, good. Sushi, guys. Yeah, that Sushi's cool. I update Sushi on the Discord. For those of you, let us know who is actually in the Discord and who uses it. Can you guys let us know? You know, we do a lot of work in that Discord for you guys, and you're missing out. You're missing out on entries. You're missing out on opportunities if you don't have that Discord as a guide. Just use it as a guide. Keep it in front of you. Check in every day or every morning where these levels are, and let us know if you're using it. Check out 𝗏𝗏. What is 𝗏𝗏? It sounds like an absolute shit coin.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It's terrible.
𝗏𝗏 is Discord every day. Okay, well that's how it should be, guys. Discord every day. Okay, let's look at some more charts here. Bruce, you wanted to talk wild. I've also been playing around with this wild WLD, guys. World coin. We call it wild in this room. For me, Bruce said he's not at his entry zone yet. For me, it was a possible SR situation here. Okay, so this is a level I'm watching quite keenly, and you can see this plays out in various time frames. This is the 1 hour now. So, you know, we get the breakup, we get our support, and then we look for those buyers, and then we have the backup trend. Bruce, you using this trend, right? This guy.
Yes. Okay. I'm using that trend, but it's also in a channel, and it's towards the top of that channel, which leaves me a little suspicious of it. If it retraces back to that horizontal support level, that's also the 382 of the pump. So
okay, so you're looking at that when it gets back to your trend.
Yeah,
you're looking at something along those lines. Okay,
I'd be more confident in it, but
yeah. So guys, sometimes it takes a while to get to trend. You need to just let it play out. If it bounces immediately on horizontal, it could easily just drift lower, a little fake out, and then do that sort of stuff. So and always look out for these little fake out moves below trend. They come out and they flush just to make sure they grab all the stops. Okay, let's pull out. Okay, guys, in the chats, let us know, Bruce or Dave first. Let us know quickly. Bruce or Dave first. They both got bangers.
Oh dear.
What do you want to hear? Come on, we're waiting for you.
Oh, no.
And Lightfin's got this funny feeling.
Dave, he's more handsome.
Okay, we got Dave.
Do I get a vote? Can I vote?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave. You getting up from Lux?
No, Dave.
All right, I'll keep quiet. I'm not saying a word.
Okay,
Dave.
Fire it up.
All right.
Let me share your screen.
So yeah, guys, we'll get right into it. As we speak, we are at the bottom of the Kelder channel for Bitcoin. I would like to see a move higher. This is a very important level. If we are to reject that would be like a max pain situation. So with that being said, it's interesting to see that CFX is holding itself here. We're up 5% from the call, 10%, while I was sleeping. But yeah, I am seeing a more squeeze there, as Dylan had mentioned. So awesome to see that aligning. And 𝗕𝗵𝗄𝗕 made this call yesterday. We're kind of at the level, the entry level here. My entry is here at the 0.9464. So, a little negative, but my stop loss is right here. So if you guys don't have your stops, in case Bitcoin wants to have a death candle, I would say 0.9191 is a good stop loss. With that being said, Sand, looking at this retracement. So I was looking at it right here, actually. Then Bruce and I were collaborating. I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I missed the long entry. But the actual long entry might actually, be right here, following in this trend. So sniper zone, horizontal trend. I would say the re-entry for Sand would be at 0.3363. So I will set a long alert here with you guys. Let's just pay attention.
That's perfect, bro. That's
yeah.
That's a 382
what
as
I like.
well.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so the scenario here would essentially be, something like this. Boom.
Okay, so a little bit of patience on Sand here. Let's let BTC do what it needs to do. I like that, that 382 trend, horizontal,
Yeah, and this was resistance. Now it has turned into support. So I like to just shade it up a little bit, kind of show the support. So pay attention to that. If we lose the trend, then get out. Simple as that. Let's see here. So TRB, it felt pretty toppy to me last night. I made this post in our private group. I wasn't feeling confident to share it publicly just because it's a wild child and we've seen what these guys do. But I encourage you guys to always draw your trend lines. What I was doing last night is I kept doing this and kept doing this and kept moving it around. And so I had it right here and it ended up being a fake out. You can see when TRB had this pump out of nowhere, it was essentially a fake out and then it came down. So I had an entry at 118. Actually fully closed it now with this little potential bounce. And why did I fully close TRB? Because we're at the bottom of the Keltner channel for Bitcoin. I'm feeling like we're going to have a move up. And what does Craig say? Take your profits or somebody else will. So it's interesting to see here too that it reacted off the 618, but with the same situation as Sand, if we can see something like this, maybe an SFP, I think that might be a good long entry. So, and that long entry might be a scalp long because at the end of the day, TRB has had massive pumps to the heavens and I think it needs to come back down to earth. All right, so nice little scalp, but hey, if it might actually be a break a trend and retest. So just keep an eye on that. But as far as long situation, I think the long would be maybe around 108. So, and then obviously we want to just wait for the reaction, right? Don't just blindly take the long and then it keeps going down. Like wait for it to hold, then take the long. And if I see it, I'm active in front of my computer, I will post if I am going to take that long. And then on the short side, I thought this was pretty interesting. So I know Dylan covered Rune, but I was staring at this all night long. Just what is going on? What is going on? Seeing it continue to pump, kind of sweating a little bit. Not really because I didn't take the trade, but here's what I saw. We're kind of in this rising wedge. It lost the wedge. And so what is the classic play here, right? We see something like this and then something like that, right? Down to the 618. And then what's awesome is Dylan said he has a target of 2.4, which that would be awesome. And, from where we're at, if we get this little rise up, and pay attention too, if Bitcoin hits this level, 5%, Rune might do one of these deals, right? Where it might go a little bit higher, but I'm still seeing it come down. I
fancy a Bitcoin rejection. If we get a BTC pump into that 36, I feel like we need to get a nice rejection there. And that's going to reset things. To me, it's starting to feel like we're going to get one more push on these alts everyone's going to get that like little extra euphoric feeling, and it's going to be over just as quick.
Trap for sure.
Yeah.
So I got an alert set right here. If you guys want to set it with me at 2.91, again, wait for the reaction, right? Because it can just, you know, just like, I mean, look how much it keeps pumping, right? So it may continue here, but I feel like the gas is kind of running out a little bit here.
Step 1, it's lost trend. Step 2, it's at a major weekly resistance area after pumping non-stop for a week. Like, it's time to cool off, you know, balance of probabilities. But again, you might be wrong, could blow up. But what we're looking at, and I can assure you, Simon's going to comment here with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
It agrees completely. It completely agrees.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is broken. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then nothing's changed from yesterday. If, in case you guys missed that setup or you guys didn't watch the show yesterday, with that Bitcoin scenario, I would love to have an entry on Injective right around here at 14,664. Was kind of staring at it yesterday. Like, we were even talking about it yesterday, Jill. Like, you're like, what about now? What do you think about now? And it went down like 6%. And I was like, man, maybe that was it. But at the end of the day, guys, we want to be picky with our entries. And if we missed it, we missed it. But I would like to see a little bit higher before taking that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Injective to me, I'm looking at it on the daily. It's forming a flag up here at resistance. And now, you know, an hour ago, it hit the bottom of the flag. So now we could expect maybe a move to the topper portion of that flag. And we see how we go. But yeah, right now we're tracking a flag. And then when it does fall over, we can apply the same system with Rune and trends. We can get it to fall over. And then we got a nice target down there, 9.8 potentially. If the wheels really come off that.
9.8, that would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Ben says XRP is chilling on the moon right now. Well, obviously Ben is long and strong. XRP.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's in the token. Last one here, guys. I'll finish off, and I know you talked about Phantom. I actually was doing some reverse Fibonacci. What do I mean by that? So I was actually drawing the fib of where the potential top could be, and I drew this before this little green candle appeared. And what I, you know, usually the 618 is in the sniper zone is a reaction area. So I drew it like right here as this being the potential top. I also noticed, you can see where there's a lot of resistance here. And I think if it gets up here, I set in a personal alert at 0.2582, and I am expecting some kind of rejection here on Phantom. I love Phantom, guys. I'm not a bearish guy. I'm just looking at setups. I'm looking at the charts. But, you know, when it gets to the 618, then that's probably where I would flip long and see it do something like that. So we'll just see. We'll have to see. Right now, again, everything's bullish vibes, but these whales, they want to take out and wreck the late longs, right? So a little bit of a shakeout. But with that being said, that's what I'm looking at. So.
Thanks, Dave. I'm going to try and see if I've got an FTM liquidation heat map here, just for fun.
Okay.
We'll see what we're dealing with.
For fun.
Just for fun.
Love the things that you do for fun, man. Heat maps.
I look at where you get wrecked just for fun. Yeah. So what I'm looking at is there are far more longs than shorts currently on FTM. Let me pull this up. This is a mix of all the exchanges. They keep Binance, OKX, ByBit, and you can see the longs far outweigh the shorts here. So at some point, the money's lower down, and it looks to me like down to 0.2 even. So that's going to take us to some dark places we don't really want to go to. But yeah, just be aware of it. Be aware of these things. Animation, brah. Is XRP going to pump into resistance? Simon, can we just deal with this Decentraland and potential Gala that I'm looking at as well? So,
Gala.
Did you look at Decentraland?
I did indeed. Hold on, let me get Gala up as well. I've got now 11 tabs open, by the way. So you're going to have to look at my screen for me and tell me what you want, because there's loads to talk about today. I'm just getting up Gala. One sec.
And SLP is pumping apparently. Well,
I've got that.
I've got that. So SLP is an 𝗟𝗂𝗃 token. It's a pointless 𝗟𝗃∞ token, from what I understand. They produce these tokens, and you can exchange it. And yeah, I don't know if these.
I have some news.
Currency in the game.
I have some news on SLP.
Okay,
The reason SLP is pumping, let me just bring up the tweet again. It's been listed on a new exchange. Hold on. Okay, so crypto exchange listing bot says that 𝗕𝗵𝗆𝗆 has been listed today on Binance. That's why. Binance Futures. There's a brand new Binance Futures which dropped in about half an hour ago. That's why.
Here's the
That's why.
as well.
There you
well,
go.
somebody say short opportunity building. Like
Get it on your...
XLP is a shit coin. Like
it is.
It's a currency in the game. Like so yeah, just be careful with this thing. We have seen major SLP pumps in the past, guys. We're going to get back to that December shortly.
I've got it all here for you.
Let's just see what we got here. So I'd say here's a rejection zone coming.
Yeah,
there potentially. I don't get this. They're listed and people just buy the stuff. I mean,
well, no, it's been on spot for a long time on Binance, but the difference is they've made it a futures contract. So that normally means there's something coming. So maybe the game's got a re-release, perhaps, or something like that.
And that ties into 𝗟𝗓𝗃 pumping really nicely, and then rejecting it the day MA. Okay, so guys, just be aware of what's happening here. So it could be a release coming. You know, if they're releasing futures for SLP, like Simon is saying, could be a sign that there's some announcement or something happening for this game. Who knows?
Yeah, if anybody knows, please let us know.
So,
have you guys played this, by the way, 𝗟𝗓𝗃? Have you ever played it?
Yeah.
No.
Long time ago when it came out.
I haven't. Is it dreadful?
No, it's cute. It's really cute.
Okay.
What's going to happen now, guys, is everyone's going
to stop.
But everyone starts going to short this thing. So this thing's
catching along. Where's the retrace?
Oof. Yeah. Okay. So look, I'm not doing long or short on SLP. I'm just going to let it run its course. For me,
one for sure.
Too late for longs. Too dangerous to short for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay out. George says horrible. I agree. MJ says moving up. Well, I mean, if that's what you call moving up.
I've just seen George.
Movie.
George is an absolute legend. George, the legend's here. I'm glad to see George is here. That's awesome.
George, welcome. Okay, take us through 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Guys, 𝗏𝗏𝗏, there's a link in the description. You basically get your money back. What's it, 30 days? How's it work?
So you can buy a 30-day or a 3-month or a 12-month license. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. So day 29, just put in for a refund, you get your money back. But you can pay. There's obviously the link isn't there, which we get a discount for, the sniper link, but it's applicable to all the time frames.
Okay, so if you like what you see with 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and you want to try it out, it's basically no risk. The link is in the description. Okay, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 the shit out of this Decentraland, please.
Right, I'm going to present. Hold on, I'm going to take over your screen 1 second. There we go. All right, cool. Right, we're doing mana first, yeah?
Please.
Okay, you can probably see by the links I've got up here. Not the links, tabs. There's loads to talk about. So whatever you want, just pick and choose. Right, so I couldn't find a really great time frame. I've been looking through them all real quick. I thought the daily was interesting, but what I find really interesting is we've already had what's this? This is a 5% move to the downside, right? So for me, I wanted to find a time frame for you guys that was not too late, but then obviously we're looking here, there's sort of 7%. So I've kind of found that the best time frame probably for this is the 8 hour. And what I found interesting is we had a previous long, we've had a TP. Now, what I've noticed with this token is it's done that, and then we've got our next push up, and it's done that. So what I'm potentially expecting is this. If I go down to a lower time frame, the RSI is getting ready to reset, guys. So those two things, the legs up that I just mentioned, is that one, consolidation, leg up again. So I'm kind of the opinion that because the RSI is coming down on the lower time frames, that the 8 hour, essentially, although it's coming down as well, I think what will probably happen is that the lower time frames will push up again. So it's kind of indicating to me that we're going to get a third one of these. So we're going to get that, and then we might get this. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. It doesn't line up brilliantly though, however, but there's other things that point towards this. We've only had one X, and on a move such as this, I would have expected to have seen another X already. So I guess what might happen is that get the X here. That's kind of what I'm seeing when we're front running this, guys. You know, there's bearish divergence present. There's obviously sell signals present. The RSI is very firmly facing down, but of course, you know, with all of these in an upwards trend, for want of a better word, sometimes these downward resets of RSI, they don't really move the price too much. I mean, look at this. This was a move down, and it only translated to that, which isn't a huge amount really. So, you know, it's not something like this where we've had a move down and it led to that. So probably, Dylan, I would say there's another X to come and we haven't had it yet. That's not to say that the market doesn't humble us completely and we just get a big sell signal there. So it's not entirely clear to me. The indicators don't match up, but based on my experience, I kind of feel that we've got this, then that, then another one, then we're going to probably get a third one. Sorry about that line, my mouse went everywhere. But I think that we're going to get some sort of X in this region here. So that's probably what I'd look out for.
Okay, so potential move higher according to lower time frame Lux Algo. Bigger picture stuff, they're saying needs a breather. So just looking at these charts, guys, and you're going to see it's playing out a lot of these charts. So a lot of the ones that we are looking at, we're getting these type of 236 pullbacks and 382 pullbacks. So right now, again, just to repeat for me, horizontal. So this is a hot zone for me, potential support here, dipping into this 382 region. So if I was going to be long on Decentraland, the deepest I'd want to look is about this 3-4 region for any pullbacks or any further pullbacks. Resistance to watch 200-day, but after that we should cruise up and hit this 45 area. So that's sort of the game plan there if things hold on Decentraland. But we've seen some of these gaming tokens took a couple of hits here in the last couple of hours. Okay,
you know,
Joy.
I was just going to say one thing. There's so many tokens to choose from, Dill. If you're not 100% sure, move on. Yeah.
Look, guys, we go through what 20, 30 tokens here a session. We don't trade all of these tokens. Like I'm not trading this one yet, but we like to look at a big selection. We look at selections for you as well, we try and cover as much as we can, guys. So Joy desperately wants render. Shall we do a quick render check here?
I've got render open as well.
Okay, let me show you what I've got happening on render. So render fell over earlier than expected. I mean, Lux Algo basically said this thing's falling over. We were looking for one more push to the 2.8 region, this sort of box up here. Things were cooking, things were looking hot, and now we've dropped down. So we're looking at our first support level here. This 2.36 is a big area for me, and we are losing it currently. So we need to wait and see where this candle is going to close. But this is the 236 that I'm watching currently, and then our next region is this 382 at 2.16. So what could potentially happen here? We need to wait for this bounce. So let's say we get a little wick lower, let it bounce up, and let's see how this starts playing out. Because what I suspect is we're going to get something along these lines. We're going to get a trend to play with on the next bounce.
Nice.
So what I'm seeing here is potential bounce in this region, create a trend for us, then maybe some further downside. Then the main region I would say 2.165 is my next sort of main area, and then we're going to play that potentially down there if we get a scenario like that. But there was some big selling here on render. I wonder if there was any news or it was just too hot and they just decided to TP. But let's see how this candle closes. 2.35 could still close above that, and let's see if it holds. And then we're going to track it higher. We're going to see where it rejects potentially. Does it form a trend? And then we see after that how we play it. What is Lux telling us there?
On render.
Yeah.
Just let me know when I'm shared. I've got it up.
Ooh.
Am I on?
What is this? What time frame is this?
This is the 4 hour. Am I on? Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
render.
you're on.
Sorry.
Okay,
so yeah, I mean with render, look at this. It gave us a nice signal up here in the cloud. We'd previously had 2 X's, which is to take profits from the previous long. Now Render is one which, when it's ranging between ribbons, it actually respects the ribbons really well. You get a touch, you get a touch, you get a bounce, you get a, you know, it does look at that. I mean, it does literally tap the ribbons. Obviously it does break through, you know, like we say quite often, but generally speaking, I mean, we've had a nice bounce now off this reversal zone. We've got our short in play. Obviously you guys, if you're not in the short, you've missed the short, but what I'd expect to do is some sort of rebound, probably to here, and then we'll get our next move up, and that kind of ties in so nicely here because the RSI is at 23, so it's not finished coming down yet. We're still facing downwards, but there is an angle there, which means it's started to level off. So what you might find is that it levels off just a little bit like that. It finds a bottom, and then it makes its move. That will also tie up with this cash flow here, going negative, coming to the horizon, and coming back again. And then how that will look in price action. And bear in mind we're on the 4 hours, some sort of visit to here, and then push up again.
What is that level?
Well, it's hard to know at this point because the previous short is now in play, but I would have thought we're looking around 2.145 to 2.18, somewhere in that region.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. It kind of ties in with what I'm looking at as well. Okay, nice.
Okay, great.
Okay, so yeah, guys, any bounces here, you just track, you see how high these the bounces are. And then you can bang in your trend, and then it's as simple as that. You just track this new trend, you look for that breakout if you want to be long, and you just play that trend. You can play it all the way down onto key support areas, and it should guide you along nicely there. Bruce, we can't leave Bruce lonely like this. They're asking for Tomo.
You can leave me lonely as long as you want.
They're asking for Tomo.
You really want a Tomo update? All right.
Hit us.
Tomo update.
Oh, look at that.
There it is.
The man goes long, the man goes short. The man's a savage.
This is what we called yesterday, and Charles posted in Discord. Took the short there. And it ranged a little bit and started to drop down. A couple of things to note. I'm setting my TP right at the 382 right there, which is really the range that it seems to be in right now. But let's plan ahead. Okay, so I'm going to TP right there. You can see that wick right here. Where'd it go? Come back. Right there. This wick right there.
Yeah.
All right. $50 says that is a... Oh, there it is, an order block, right?
Nice.
You see that? $50 also says that we are coming down into the range that right at that 618 level, we'll be entering right into that green level because this is coming up, this is coming down, and we're going to start entering that level. So this kind of confirms the possibility of planning, finish out this short. Might take a couple more hours, might take even another day or so, but let's start playing chess instead of checkers. In other words, instead of playing one move at a time, reacting to the move that's in front of us, let's start looking ahead, because if this does reject here, which kind of looks like it's going to do, that's why we're still getting rid of that short. Let's plan out the long, which would come here, break that, test it, and then take a long back up to the top range. And play it ahead, because if it does lose this level, it'll come down probably to the 618 level. So if we get stopped out over there, just simply plan on that one right there. So Tomo's looking good. Give us some time, take our profit.
Legendary work, eh? Legendary work. Just grinding out Tomo shorts and longs all day. I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. Guys, let us know in the chats. Let us know. I want to know who took the short. I mean, you're putting these banger setups out there.
Jack took it, and a couple other people have been pinging me on Discord. So,
yep. Well done.
I'm always glad when you guys make a lot of money. It makes me very, very happy.
Okay, guys, I'm putting a note here in the chats. Don't forget to subscribe to Banter Plus. You will get alarms for when we go live. You will get notified. This is going to turn into a trading channel, so we won't always guarantee that we'll be at the exact same time. You will get your notifications when we do. Maruk took your Tomo short.
Yeah, good. Yay. Excellent.
She's like a vegan.
Okay. What is this one? Bruce Bluezell.
So this is BLZ, Bluezell. RB was asking for Bluezell. And it's kind of interesting because it's in a channel right over there, ranging, let me look up a bit small so you can see it, on a trend line, kind of forming a channel right there. Two options. Option one is that you pick up along, it rejects to the 382 if it's going to continue, and you pick up along right there. It's worth trying because if it pumps up, we're talking about another 15% right to the top of that, to the top of that range and resistance area right there. If we miss it, nice tight stops. Be careful with it. Nice tight stops. If it misses, then definitely target the 618, which is a retracement into the trend line. So I'll repeat that. So option A is if it rejects you, and it doesn't look like it's doing it yet. But if you see signs of rejection, put in a shorter time frame. This is what Dylan was talking about. Use your shorter time frames to target entries. So you can put in a trend line right there, right? And if you see this thing respecting this area, starting to break through over here, then you've got a good shot at taking along there. I would try it. Again, keep your risk low. But if that doesn't work out, then you do the same thing down below. Probably, it'll probably kind of flatten out and come back up, and start to retrace back towards the trend line over here. And that might be your second option. You really have three, come to think of it. You've got one at, the more I look at this, if the market stays bullish, then the 382 is going to probably hold and reject from there. If the market doesn't stay bullish, this might come down slowly to the 618 right there, or if it really tanks, it'll come to the 786. Notice how all three of them line up with significant levels. So I'm going to, you basically take, Sheldon a couple weeks ago did a show. He tried to get an entry, missed it. Lost a percent on the stop loss, targeted a level down below it, made an extra 3 or 4% on that, lost that one too, lost a percent there, targeted down below, and ended up making an extra 20 or some percent on that trade. Even though he missed the first two trades, he just was able to get such a more powerful entry down below. So this one is definitely par for trading like that. Try it here, right there, depending what it does. If you miss all three, just so you know, you will pick up an extra 22% by getting stopped out twice.
Nice.
So just something to watch.
Guys, I just want to deal with the sushi quickly.
Yeah, sushi.
Bang.
That.
Wow. Okay, so guys, things like 1 inch, things like sushi, they went dormant. They went dormant for like a year. They've just been sold and sold and sold and sold. You need to keep your eyes on these things. When crypto starts waking up, these type of things start popping up out of nowhere. I just want to show you on the weekly where we are. Like, if you've missed the sushi move, well, you actually haven't missed anything. Okay, look at what we're dealing with here. Okay, so
crazy.
We were longing sushi in 2021. I think we were longing it at 15 or 16 or something like that. It's now trading at 0.7. Okay, so it's 97.5% down, just a little touch down, might be at a small loss there if you bought the top. But
yeah,
but
I think I might have bought the top.
Might be in a tiny little bit of downside there. But right now we're playing. That's why I trade this stuff, guys. I mean, hodl sushi, what? And then you write it down 98% because you're in it for the tech. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't.
Terrible tech. Terrible tech.
Okay, resistance. So watch out. We're coming into resistance zone. What is key for me though is sushi did break the 200-day MA. Yeah. So that is it's a line in the sand for us. It's a support region we want to watch. We don't know when this pump's going to stop now because now we're in squeeze time. So they could squeeze this thing a bit higher. They could end it. So we got to wait for this top. We got to wait for the high. Once we know where the high is, we can start trying to figure out potential pullback zones. We can start looking at flags and things like that. You've missed nothing on sushi. If you didn't get sushi, don't dive into it now. You've missed nothing. Let it reset. We'll figure it out. We can get another entry for Sushi. If you were watching Sheldon's show, you might have got the Sushi entry. If you didn't, be patient. Resistance coming. Let it do its thing. It's like SLP now. It's gone. We'll get the next one. Okay, so just let it settle. We'll keep this on our list. We'll keep watching Sushi for you guys. Mark says Uni. Yeah, look at things like Uni, Sushi. What are the other guys? What are the other ones like that, Simon? You know this stuff quite well.
Well, apart from Pancake,
1 inch.
Yeah, Pancake Swap, 1 inch, 2 inches. Sheldon called it. Uni Sushi. There's Spooky. There's
Quick swap.
Yeah, no, that's dead. That became any swap, didn't it? Yeah. Stuff like on the Phantom system, Spooky, all those old ones. There's loads of them. Loads of dexes.
So guys, look for those type of dexes, and you might get moves. Uni, Uni's been dormant, but let's not sleep on Uni. Let's just talk about Uni quickly now that Sushi is popping off here. Let's see what we got. So Uni hasn't been great. You can see it doesn't even respond to the bull market.
Nah.
Look at that. I mean, there's been no interest in Uni. Isn't it the #1 dex for MetaMask stuff?
And now it's also offline today, isn't it? It was offline today and yesterday.
Really?
There goes a phantom alarm. Okay, so we need to see why phantom is going off here.
Dylan, do you want to take a look at Cass? You get a chance, because Cass is coming right into entry.
Oh, here we go. This market's falling over.
Yeah, everything going on.
So guys,
here we go. Yay!
Eyes on. Okay, eyes on key support areas now. So we're getting a pullback now. Let's watch where we're settling. We might just want to flush. So this is our 382 pullback right now for Phantom. Okay, we're on the first zone of interest. The next zone of interest, guys, 0.23, and these are solid areas that we like. If things are going deeper than that, or things are getting dark out there, so let's look at 0.23 as the next zone. But right now we are in 382 country, and we do have horizontal, and that's the support we're watching for now. So so right now we just watch this level by level. We just look at these areas, we see where it's coming, and maybe we get some buys in here. Rodolfo wants to see Link quite desperately. I'm getting the picture. Link up.
Yeah, when we've done this, can we do Cass as well? It's definitely coming to that point.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Here we go.
Let's deal with Rodolfo, definitely. Link,
this is what we're talking about, these trends falling over. Okay, so we have Link at resistance. Now, Link's been trying all day at this resistance zone. So our plan for Link, if it pops higher, our target was 13.1, call it the 200-week MA, and 14.5. But this is a trend now. We're following this trend. And if we start falling over and we start losing trends, then we start getting these short opportunities. Okay, so right now it's dipping below the trend. Let's see how this candle goes. If this candle wants to pop lower, we're just going to look for this push up. Everyone's going to get excited again, and then maybe we're going to get something like that to play out for us. So let's just keep our eyes on Link right now. So, and we're going to watch these other tokens that are sitting at resistance at these top zones. If they start losing trends, it's more than likely a sign that we might see a little bit more downside. Luba, the local bear, is here, and she is short Link.
Nice.
Luba.
Okay, Bruce, talk to me about Cass, because I'm thinking Cass might be a buy zone for me. Or,
it is for me too.
Am I wrong? Okay,
nope.
let's pull up your chart. Okay, nice.
Kind of obvious. It's coming down right to the 382, right to the support level from there. So very likely a lot of liquidity there. And Simon G, did I do that right?
Yeah.
No,
I've got a slightly.
What's that?
No, go ahead. I was going to say I've got a slightly different perspective when you're done.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is coming right into my area. It's wicked down right into the 382 twice, so this is right in my buy zone right now. You want to show Simon to show you what you're looking at?
Simon, show us yours and tell me. Am I buying some spot cash here, Simon? Is this a good area for me?
Yeah.
Well, Dylan, you're not allowed to do it. You can't do cash.
Let me know when I'm shared. I'll jump on.
Go for it.
Pulling you in.
All right, let's go. So slightly different. Okay, so we've respected this tremendously. Now, obviously, Bruce is talking about this point just here. Where are we? Horizontal line. So the
What time
horizontal
frame are you
line
on?
right about, I'm on the 4 hour. But if
4
I just kind of zoom in just to show everyone, yeah. So Bruce is talking about kind of this level here, right, which we're about to hit. And as you can see, it is ranging, and we've been hitting this for quite some time. But I'm really, I know cash really well. I've been in cash from not day one, but early. This line is so well respected, and it keeps using it as a springboard. Although, admittedly, we're getting very, very close now to this all-time high resistance. So something's got to happen here. It's got to. I mean, it's quite possible that we will get that. It is quite possible. But knowing what cash has got coming out this year, I know the next few months worth of their releases with, Dag Knight amongst other things, I would expect that to happen. I'd expect finally, after the 1, 2, 3, 4, what's that, the 5th or 6th time, it will get through this all-time high. There are so many orders at just over 5.3 that the wall is enormous, but I think we're getting close. So we've got to. By the way, we've got to do something.
By the way, your trend line intersects with my 618. Also,
yeah,
so
I bet it does, mate. This is a very powerful point. Very, very powerful. So, Dylan, if you want an answer to your question, I would wait, and I would wait for 4.6, give or take. We're at 4.9 currently. If the market is going to fall over, let's come down to like the 1 hour.
Well, I want to show you guys something quite scary here. This is dominance.
The 1 hour. All right, the 1 hour is showing. Is it what, BTC dominance?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's
have a look.
Let's finish this cash thing quickly here.
All right.
We're going to deal with this dominance.
Listen, on the 1 hour, mate, I would set a buy order for somewhere around 4.7 just to kind of front run people. But I would anticipate that we'll get through this, and then we'll start going into blue sky.
Okay, guys, I'm sure there's a lot of people panicking out there. Alea says we're going to zero. Maybe we're going to zero. Okay, let's pull up this dominance. Maybe this is the time we go to zero. Okay, so guys, we've been talking about a flush out that might be coming. This might be it. What's concerning to me today, we had a nice little dip in dominance. We were watching dominance all day, and we're also watching USDT dominance. This is Bitcoin dominance. We lost this support region, and things were looking quite rosy a few hours ago. Now dominance is ripping back, okay? And this is not what we want to see for altcoins. We don't want to see dominance ripping up, and we don't want to see BTC moving down when dominance is pumping like that. It means these alts can get obliterated. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. Same story. Sitting on support for, when's this? Since Tuesday, it's been sitting on support. And now it's starting to push up. So earlier today, we had this nice move down. Money was flowing into the market. The alts were getting rosy. We were talking about big setups and all these things. Now USDT dominance pushing up. Okay, BTC dominance pushing up. Bitcoin right now, it's flat-ish. Okay, but it's at the lower region of our range. We need to watch this closely now. So eyes on that. I'm seeing a lot of comments about the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 coming through. So let's just see what the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕's doing. So the S&P seems okay. Ooh,
Thomas just said it's crashing. We are done.
It's over, guys.
It's over.
Going to zero. We're done.
Back to Peter. Back to gold. Thanks, everyone.
I like this crypto king. You were saying earlier. You were saying we're going to dump. Okay, so here we are, guys. So this is the picture we're looking at. We're looking at 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 moving up into resistance. Okay, so again, not panic zone yet. This is resistance for us over here, 107, that region. So let's watch this area for now. Let's see how it responds. S&P, it's okay. S&P is a little bit green today. So that is moving on. So we do have this lower candle here at 4.1. So that seems okay for now. So dominance up. BTC, we're going to watch these range lows. Okay, so we're going to watch the 618, this 33955. That's where your eyes need to be. And then this flush out here to 33400. And again, guys, these alts and these levels, we've stacked a lot on the Banter Discord. Okay, so you can go onto the Banter Discord. I've shown you all these levels. Let me just show you quickly. I'll show you my Discord quickly, just so you guys get a picture of it. Okay, so here's our Banter Discord, and we fill in these charts every day. We update these things with our thoughts and ideas. There's a whole bunch here. Obviously, not all of them that you see are in this area, but we do cover most of them. So go through it, look for these support levels that we're looking at, look for these solid zones that we're watching. and we're going to tie those areas in, and we're going to see where BTC is settling, and then those should be your bullish buy zones for these altcoins. So just to recap on things we're looking at today, let's zoom out again. Always, when you're panicking, always zoom out, look at the bigger picture, look for areas of strength, look for high impact zones. Don't just look for random areas because you see a dip. Let me just pull up these coins quickly.
Dylan, really quickly, Solana on the 8 hour, third cross, it's time to go short. Strong signals coming out right now.
Algo is spitting out short signals. Let's not panic yet, and let's not panic short anything yet. Let's make sure we know what's going on. Okay, so here's an example. Atom pulled back. Okay, we've had a flush now, and it's dipped into a relatively strong area. So that's the first region we watch. So this is Atom, for example. If Atom loses this area, guys, we're looking down here, 7.3, and then we're looking down there at 6.8. So right now, when we get these pullbacks, you go level by level, area by area, and keep your heads, keep cool heads, just wait for these zones, see how they play out. You can see we are getting a reaction. So this is why we call them reaction zones. Again, we don't guarantee if it hits this area now, it's going to rip 10%. What I'm telling you is when we get to this area, it's going to give you a chance to have a cool head, make an informed decision as to what's happening at the zone. Things generally react or slow down in these areas, up or down. Okay, so you can see now there's a bit of a reaction here for Atom. So now you're going to watch the zone. Let's take a look at Link. You see Link's hardly breathed here. It's still just chilling. Let's zoom out for Link. Okay, so Link potentially has some more downside. You know, if Link starts falling over, the big area for me is 9.5. So that hasn't changed. We're going to keep our eyes on that. Dot, guys, daily, we've now hit our support area. So this was our first line of support that we wanted to hit, this 4.3. So if that now is the move, that's our first reaction zone. And then for me, we're playing in that range. If we're going to go lower, we're looking at this 50-day MA coming up into the 382 at about 4.1. Okay, so just keep your eyes on those next levels. So every time we start dropping, just make sure you know and you understand where your next areas are. Let's look at Sol. Okay, yeah. So Sol, you've just called a potential short on Lux Algo. So right, now you can zoom in and zoom out. You can see. I mean, here we go. We got Sol reacting currently. Again, it doesn't mean now that this is it and it's going to bounce and it's we're back off to the moon. But you can pull in a trend there. You can see the reaction. We've got a fib reaction here. Let's see what happens if Sol drops. Even on this 15-minute time frame, you can see your next area. Okay. This candle is going to be wiped out. Okay, then it's probably going to come to 34.9, and then we deal with it down there. And you just go level by level and step by step. So you don't always need to panic sell when it starts turning over. Just wait for your reaction zones. Maybe you can get a bounce, and you can sell a little bit higher if you're trying to exit a position. Okay, so Decentraland, it's dipped now into this 382 region. So again, we're still watching. Okay, let's see how we go there. And then Sands just banged into the 382 trend horizontal entry zone, right, Dave? Bruce?
Yep.
That's your entry? Yep. Did you
get
what you want?
Also hit the sniper zone and order block.
Yeah, so guys, it's that simple. And then risk management applies now. If you hit your buy zone, okay, 382 horizontal trend, and that's your entry for you. Now it's time you manage your risk. You work out how much you're going to lose if you're wrong. You don't need to know how much you're going to make if you're right. First step is always how much am I going to lose if I'm wrong? If it's in my area, what is the risk to me? Is my position too big? Is my leverage too high? What is the story here? And that's how you play it. And then, like David says so nicely, if you miss this trend or you lose the trend, just get out. Like you don't need to hang around. So manage your risk. We've seen we've had a bounce here. 382 trend horizontal. Does that work for you? Balance of probabilities. Is that an entry for you? If the answer is yes, then you take your entry. Make sure you have your risk management in place, whatever that might be, 1.5%, 2%, whatever you're using, and under strong areas. J-Dog says the bull is back, and Charles says make your screen brighter. Well, I can get you some more red candles. Wait, guys, must I change this light? Must I make this light red? Yeah, now that the market's falling over. I miss the red days. No, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, panic sell then pumps like always, says this guy. My Mandarin isn't that good. Okay, guys. So yeah, essentially we're watching BTC, eyes on dominance with your altcoins. Watch your support zones, watch your areas, and just keep it safe out there. We're gonna check in again tomorrow, and we're gonna see how we're going. Let me see. There's everybody. Okay, so guys, I need to cut it. Again, manage your risk. Watch your areas. Was this flush out an entry opportunity? Potentially. If it's not, that's why we use risk management. It's as simple as that. That's all I have to say for the time being. Any closing words and arguments?
Don't get wrecked.
Don't get wrecked. I think that was the flush out retest, and just stay calm and collected, guys.
Cool heads. Okay, everybody, thank you. That was great. We'll do it again tomorrow. Check in the Banter Discord for updates and things like that. And we'll